Lots of raised eyebrows here in Belgium as Red Bull locked out the front row at a circuit that doesn't suit them historically. But the real surprise came from Daniel Ricciardo, who not only pipped his young teammate Max Verstappen to pole position by 6 and a bit tenths, but he was also more than a second faster than Van Dorn in third. Wehrlein grabbed the other spot on the second row of the grid between the two McLarens, while Hamilton will likely be disappointed with his 5th place starting position. Nico Rosberg was the lead car for the Scuderia this time, beating Vettel by over a quarter of a second with Aarava sandwiched between them. And bringing up the rear, Gasly impressed for Toro Rosso, less than 2 tenths off the 4-time world champion, and Sergio Perez should be happy with a Q3 appearance, edging out Hülkenberg at this legendary circuit.
What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 MyDriver career mode, episode number 11 today for season 2 at the Belgium Grand Prix. If you've missed the last episode, that was at the Italian one, a crazy race there, so be sure to go check that out. A lot of you guys actually saying in the comments below of last episode that was probably the best race of the season so far, which was a little bit surprising, not going to lie, because there's probably been some better racing action, but obviously, for obvious reasons, which I won't spoil for you, it was a very crazy race anyway, I'll give you that. But either way, thank you guys so much for the continued support on the episodes. Always great to read the comments below under the video. It's just awesome to do that, so thank you very much as always. So going on to this race is going to look like a 2-stop race today, option prime. We'll see how the tyre wear goes, but it is definitely going to be quite a tricky one today. Spa always difficult on the tyre wear here, especially with the softs and mediums this weekend, but we go to 5 red lights anyway from P7, an okay position in qualifying. We are away. Rosberg gets a really good start there as ever. I get a lot of wheel spin. Vettel there on the left hand side, Gasly there on the right hand side, goes down my inside in the Toro Rosso there. Gasly making an awesome start, tries to go down the inside. We just hang it around the outside, and Vettel does the same to us and gets us there on the curbing up into 7th place. We'll have to settle for 8th, but Gasly trying his best there to mix it with the big guns into turn 1. And now we go side by side with Sebastian Vettel through Upper Rouge down the Kemmel Straight. Vettel's got the left-hand side of the circuit. He's just got the advantage here. We'll try and nip in a little bit behind him to get some slipstream and tow. Perez there on the right-hand side. We're going to make it 3 wide as we go into the braking zone down the Kemmel Straight, and Vettel will just about get it ahead. Perez will try it around the outside here, and he's successfully doing that as he is on the inside for the next corner. He pushes me wide. We go very, very wide onto the curbing and the grass there a little bit, so I have to give up that position a bit into the next right-hander, and Perez is just going to get that. And then we've got Gasly right behind us, still very much looking at the back of us, and he actually goes side by side with us, and we'll just get the inside line there. But Gasly looking very strong in this Grand Prix at the beginning, trying his best to elbow in with the big boys here, but we're now on the slipstream of Sergio Perez now, going down towards Blanchimont. Can we try and move around the outside? It's going to be very close. We nearly tap tyres. We got a little bit wide onto the curbing. Have to let Perez through there in 8th place, but we'll try and move now down the inside into the boss stop chicane. We'll go side by side, tap tyres a little bit. We'll try our best to hang around the outside. We've successfully done that with the downforce we've got from our Mercedes car, and we're back up into 8th place. But what an action-packed start that has been to the Belgian Grand Prix, and that's only the end of lap 1 as we go through turn 1, and now we'll try our best to catch up to, you can see the 2 Ferraris there of Vettel and then Rosberg chasing after. I think that's my teammate Wehrlein. So we'll cut later on to the Grand Prix. It's taken us 3 laps till lap 5 to actually catch up to Sebastian Vettel and this pack that has been chasing the leader Daniel Ricciardo for the last 3 laps. So now Upper Rouge, let's try and get some good run on Sebastian Vettel down the Kemmel Straight, right in the slipstream. We'll get some tow, we'll open the DRS, and let's see what kind of power we have against Vettel. Gaining a lot here. We move through inside the circuit. It looks like it might be an easier move than it was previously. We go down the inside, make sure we go wide on the exit, and make sure Vettel doesn't even have an inch of space there to go side by side with us, and we're up into 7th place. So a bit of an easier move than it was on lap 1. So now as we move on to the end of lap 5, my tyres are feeling very second-hand at the moment, so I want to come in this lap for a set of prime tyres because the options are wearing too fast for my liking. 5 laps only. We come into the pits, and Wehrlein's going to come in ahead of us, and I still decide to come in. I could have easily bailed out, but I thought, you know, it's going to be worth it, even though I'm going to lose some time here with the double stack because I'm going to get held up. The tyres were feeling so bad that we just have to come in, and it'll be for a set of prime tyres, as I said, because it was going to be option prime, but I'm going for option prime at the moment. It may be option at the end for the second stop, or it could be another set of prime tyres, because to be honest, 5 laps is nothing for a set of option tyres here around Spa. So yeah, very surprising the amount of tyre wear here, and so we might have to convert it to 2 prime tyres instead of 1 more option set here, because that was just so much tyre wear. But yeah, we've lost about 3 seconds, I would say, double stacking there, but as I said, I think it will be worth it in the long run here, so let's just hold out and hope that's the case. So now we cut later on to lap 6, obviously on an outlap right now, pushing hard, and we need to try and get past Ericsson and Palmer here for position. They're not being lapped here, so they have every right to fight me here, so hopefully we can just get past them with some good grip. We go down the inside of Ericsson, passing him very, very easily there. Obviously, they're on lap 6 of their first option stint, so they're going to be quite bad through the corners, but here down the back straight, we're going to see the Renault engine versus the Mercedes power. We get past Palmer pretty damn easily there on the left-hand side, and now we're up into 12th place, and Sebastian Vettel is ahead of us in 11th, and I believe he should be making his pit stop on this lap, or maybe in the next 2 laps at least, hopefully. So we come into the bus stop. Good at the moment on prime tyres. Prime tyres actually, surprisingly, compared to other races, are feeling a little bit better than compared to the option tyres. Usually, so far this season, our Mercedes car has been a lot nicer on option tyres, but it looks like here at Belgium, with the tyre wear, the kind of, you know, swooping high downforce corners, so it looks like the prime tyre is definitely the better race tyre here around this circuit, which is odd, because all this season that's not been the case. Last season, even in the Mclaren, I believe the option tyre, I definitely remember it feeling a lot better, so just showing the difference in car as well, making a difference there from season to season. But anyway, we're catching up to Nico Rosberg here. It's taken us a few laps to actually catch up to him, so hopefully we can try and make a move. And we actually see a very early move here as he goes deep into the corner. We make the move stick, but then Rosberg immediately peels into the pit, so I think he probably backed off a little bit too much just because he was going to come into the pits anyway. So but I'm still going to count that as a move made, because technically he didn't come into the pits until after I overtook him. So up into P6 for now. We'll see how that goes, but obviously Nico will get a bit of an undercut here as we cut later on to the end of lap 12, and now we can see my teammate Pascal Wehrlein going to the pits. So all these guys obviously making earlier pit stop because they're all on option tyres, I'm assuming. If they're making the pit stop right now on prime tyres, I'd be a little bit worried for them, but I think they're all on option tyres, so obviously we can go a little bit longer. And now on to the end of lap 13, you can see that we put the menu on for the prime tyres for our next pit stop. So I am going to go option prime to the end, so completely different to what my team and engineers thought, but you know, as we got on in this race, it's been very, very clear to me, at least, that for me personally, the prime tyres are the much better race tyre. I can lean on them a little bit harder, a lot like maybe Mark Webber we've seen in the past when he was in Formula 1. He liked prime tyres a lot more because he could lean on them a little bit more, and here is the same case with me. So we're coming out of the pits, obviously this time not getting held up, so that's pretty good, and we'll see where we come out, and hopefully we can push on and try and look at that top 6, because so far in this race we haven't actually been near the top 6 really. I mean, we've been near to Rosberg sort of, but we've always been a bit kind of out of sync with him in terms of the pit stop phases. So now we cut later on onto lap 14. As you can see, we've gone purple here, so we're going quite well on these prime tyres at the moment. We've been burning some rich mix at the moment. Up ahead of us, this is a battle between my teammate and Nico Rosberg. So we can see there, they're going side by side through Blanchimont. Some great battling here with Nico and Pascal. They go side by side. Pascal nearly squeezes Nico off the track there. They go side by side. Rosberg sticks it down the inside of their last hairpin through the bus stop, and they go side by side still. And then this is me on the POV chasing after them, just watching this battle unfold. Really nice battle there. They're still side by side through turn 1. Absolutely awesome to watch as we go through. Gasly's behind us a little bit further back, so he's doing really well there. So we'll have to check on his progress later on in the Grand Prix, because he's doing a fantastic job. But anyway, back to our battle. We can see Pascal chasing after Rosberg up Eau Rouge. We'll go up Eau Rouge. We'll be within DRS, so we could get a double toe here like we did in Italy against the Ferrari, and I think it was Hamilton, wasn't it, down the main straight Italy. So let's see if we can maybe get a double toe here. Looks like we'll be a bit further back, but Pascal Wehrlein will just get ahead of Rosberg down to brake zone at the end of the Kemmel Straight, and so now we'll just hang back behind Rosberg, and further on into the lap towards sector 3 down to the back straight. We're still very much behind Rosberg, and we'll get some good slipstream down here and see if we make this move. And Rosberg as well at the same time slipstream my teammate, so this could be a very close battle here down this back straight. We could have to make 2 moves as Rosberg violently darts around, moves to the left hand side of the circuit. Wehrlein on the right, I go down the inside of both of them. We go down the inside at Blanchimont, and we take that move, and that was such a quick pass up into 6th place. 2 moves in the span of a few seconds. That was lightning quick there. And you can see there on the right hand side, Vettel there just about in the corner of your screen going to the pits. So now we're up into 5th place. So 3 places in the span of a little straight and a few corners there. Awesome stuff. So really making some progress here. And importantly, we're going to the end of the Grand Prix on these tyres, unlike Sebastian Vettel, who just pit there for a 3rd pit stop. So because of the option tyres wearing out quite a lot, these guys are looking like they have to make an extra pit stop. So that's great for us as we move on to lap 17. We've got yellow flags here. So we're pushing on right now on the prime tyres. The car's feeling great at the moment. Good pace. And none of the yellow flags. So something has gone on. And I'm just starting to feel like we may get a little bit lucky here. We've got a front wing off. That was debris on the right-hand side as we went wide. And 2 cars here. It's Verstappen. Verstappen goes slowly. We have to take evasive action across on the curbing in the grass there. But Verstappen has lost his front wing. And then we've got Hamilton. Is that Van Dorn, I wonder? Is it 2 McLarens going slowly? Yes, it is. They blocked the track. We narrowly miss Hamilton there on the left-hand side as we cut across. We have to take evasive action. Ericsson going slowly a little bit. But that is yellow flags once more as both McLarens were blocking the track. And we're up into 2nd place. What crazy scenes have happened here at Belgium. We have gotten so lucky that I knew straight away, as soon as the yellow flags came out there, that something's gone on and we could get some places here. So let's watch what happened. So this was later, before on lap 17. This is Van Dorn coming through on the Sauber with no front wing, and Van Dorn loses his front wing as he smashes into the slow Sauber, and then that's Ricciardo, I think, or no, that's Verstappen, and this is Ricciardo here, who doesn't lose his front wing actually. Ricciardo very lucky not to lose his front wing there, but this is Verstappen now without a front wing, Van Dorn without a front wing, and Hamilton at this point without a front wing going around Verstappen here, and then Hamilton chases after his teammate Van Dorn. Let's have a look on the POVs and get a bit of a look at this. So Van Dorn coming through, completely just misjudges where the Sauber was going, so he loses the front wing. Verstappen comes along straight into the back of Van Dorn here. Ricciardo very lucky not to lose his front wing here, got very, very lucky because he's now in the lead of this Grand Prix. Hamilton coming through, and you can see the 2 Red Bulls, absolute carnage here. Hamilton at the moment stays behind Verstappen, gets held up a little bit, but he's not lost his front wing at this point, so I'm wondering if he maybe makes contact with Van Dorn, because we saw that while we were catching them up. So Hamilton comes through here, is Van Dorn, yeah, he's weaving around. I think this is where the contact's going to be made. Oh, there we go. Hamilton, what a shame there for him, and then this is where we come along. Look how close that was. Both McLarens dangerously blocking the circuit, so I literally could do nothing but move to the left-hand side, kind of cut across half on the grass, half on the tarmac, and go past them because they were just so dangerous there. And yet again, as I've said so many times before in this season, looks like some of the drivers here they just get so dangerous when they lose their front wings. They just don't think with their heads a little bit and get out the damn way. So we make a narrow move on both of those McLarens there, and in the span of literally half a sector, sector 3 there, we go from P5 to P2. Absolutely insane. This season has just been so up and down. We had the bad luck in Silverstone. We got an incredible bit of luck there at the Italian Grand Prix with that spectacular crash with Vettel and the Renault, and now today we've got into 2nd place. Daniel Ricciardo will take the win of the Grand Prix, so that's going to be fantastic of him to try and close up on myself and Stoffel in the championship. We'll come over in 2nd place. Sebastian Vettel finally getting some luck there, and he'll get a podium here at the Belgian Grand Prix, and that rounds out a fantastic Belgian Grand Prix. What a hectic one. Probably not as hectic as the Italian one, because that crash was still pretty damn amazing with the Renault, but that was still nonetheless right up there for this season as in terms of crashing and just crazy scenes. So there you go, that's your podium. Ricciardo, myself, Vettel in 4th place becomes Pascal Wehrlein, and Rosberg up in 5th place. Stoffel Van Dorn goes down to 6th, so not too bad even with that front wing off. Still managed to get 6th place, so that's still a good amount of points. And then there, as I talked about before, Gasly in 7th place. A little update on him, so fantastic job from Pierre Gasly there in the Toro Rosso to get a whole load of points for Toro Rosso there. He beats Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, so fantastic for him. Verstappen unlucky there to crash into the back of Van Dorn. He comes home in 8th place, but not as unlucky as Lewis Hamilton, as you can see, absent from the top 12, out of the points completely. So really, really harsh weekend there for Lewis Hamilton there after crashing with his teammate on the back straight. You can see Carlos Sainz also gets it, a double points finish for Toro Rosso. So Toro Rosso trying their best to try and overhaul Williams here in the Constructors. So that's an absolutely crazy race, guys. If you have enjoyed it, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around to subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content, I'll leave you with my post-race interview. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Well, certainly a less dramatic Grand Prix compared to last time in Italy, but was it still a fun one out there for you?
Yeah, definitely a lot less dramatic right at the end compared to Italy. Things settled down in that race. In the last stint, just couldn't catch Ricciardo at all. He had some blistering pace, pulling away, I think, 2 seconds a lap, I think it was, at the very end. So, yeah, couldn't do much there. But, yeah, I don't think anything will ever really top that spinning Renault from last race. But it was certainly dicey out there, very, very close through Blanchimont a couple of times. I think it was especially with Rosberg and Wehrlein at one point, and then obviously the McLarens. That was probably the closest I got to being in any sort of action like it was in Italy, but obviously I didn't see the crash with my own 2 eyes in front of myself, so I have to watch what happened there back, but I don't really care too much about what actually happened. Just the actual result was we got through very, very easily into second, which is great for us for the championship. I think that, comfortably puts us right back in there, which honestly didn't think was going to happen. I think it was going to take a lot longer to get right up there, so great stuff for that. But yeah, really fun race out there, lots of nice racing straight away from the start. We were there with Sebastian up at Rouge and Perez battling us, which was a bit of a surprise, but yeah, fun race out there, a lot of battles.
The Red Bull's looking mighty today. Any comment? And do you think your car will ever be the fastest again this season? Because it's only ever happened once at Canada.
Yeah, the Red Bulls were very, very quick. Ricciardo 2 seconds a lap faster, as I said at the end. Verstappen there, before his crash was looking pretty damn good. Fighting the McLarens. In terms of our pace, do I ever think we'll be outright fast? I think it's going to be tough. Yeah, we've only been. I think it's only been Canada, like you said, where we've completely felt comfortable. The only time we've got pole position. Well, I've got pole position. So no, I don't think we'll probably be outright fastest. For the rest of the season. But I relish that challenge. I think we've been there. We've been there so many times this season, so it's nothing new. I'm kind of used to that. Generally, we're never the fastest in qualifying at all, but the pace on the race is a lot better. Obviously, things go on in the race that help us out. So generally, it's all done on race day anyway. So I'm not too fussed about if our qualifying pace is never quite truly there.
So for the championship, how are you feeling about it? With only 3 races left, it's getting to the crucial point now.
Yeah, it's getting to a very crucial point. Only 1 point in it, I believe. So, yeah, 3 races to go. It's all to play for at the moment, and I'm not counting out the likes of Ricciardo as well, because he looked really good out there. So, if Red Bull pull through on their word about them bringing more upgrades, I think it's going to be very, very tough to actually, count against Red Bull. Being a very important factor in these last 3 rounds, and honestly I think maybe the championship might be decided perhaps not on who wins the last race of the season, probably further down the field in terms of a battle like that, but we'll have to see about it. We're still behind Van Dorn by 1 point, but it's still behind him, so we have to keep pushing to finish ahead of him in the next race. Hopefully we'll see how we go on that. Abu Dhabi, don't really know how our car's going to perform around there. Red Bull very good on aero, so they're going to be quite good in the twisty section, so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I think also you have people like Ferrari who are battling today, and even Force India and Toro Rosso looking very strong right now as they try and close the gap on Williams. I think they're just going to be spanners in the works for us. So honestly, even if it's a fight between myself, Stoffel, and Daniel, I think everyone in the top 10, even in the top 15 is going to play a part in this, because if someone gets caught up in traffic, someone gets caught up in a fight that they don't want to be in, it's going to be quite crucial. And Van Dorn's got unlucky today. I got equally as unlucky in Silverstone. You just never know if that's going to happen again. It could all be going well, and then in a blink of an eye, Abu Dhabi, someone could crash out, one of us could crash out. You can't tell these things, but yeah, for sure it's going to be very crucial, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.